What type of team standard program can Raging Cajun fans expect for a Quannas White led team to look like?
Our guys are going to compete. They're not just going to play hard. And so that's what the Raging Cajun community can expect.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back into the channel. Please hit that bell down below and subscribe. Right now, joining me is newly hired Louisiana men's basketball head coach of the Louisiana Raging Cajuns, Quannas White. Coach, congratulations on the job. Just tell me, how special is this moment to be back in the state of Louisiana, working for your home state team?
Absolutely. No, it means the world to me. So excited. Can't wait to get started. Have some other obligations right now. I got to fly back to Houston and go and play into the tournament, right? But I'm, while I'm away, I'm working every single day. Can't wait to get back here to, kind of get things started and, build this program into a championship program.
I meant to ask you about that earlier. Why was it so important for you to finish what you started there at Houston and not just say, hey, thank you for your time. I got to go in and start building my program on my own?
Right, absolutely. That's a great question, man. You know, for any coach going through this process to try and work two jobs, because that's essentially what I'm doing, right? It's not easy, right? And you want to give you know both of the jobs that you're doing, you know, your full attention. So it's hard, and it would have been an easy decision to, not an easy decision. It would have took less off my plate had I just came right away to, University of Louisiana and started working. But all those guys and the relationships that I've built, which are really strong relationships, the work that we've been putting in since June and July. Uh, if the shoes were flipped, I would do the same thing. I respect all those guys back there in Houston. They mean the world to me. I love all those guys, all the guards that I work with, all the players that I've coached, and the impact that I made there. I got to see it through. Those guys are expecting me, to stay a part of that, and we got something huge, that's in front of us that we can accomplish in the goal that we set. So that was important to me. And not to say this opportunity and this job that I've been blessed with is not important, because it is. But I believe I can do both. As I stated earlier, um, we've already gotten a commitment from a really good point guard that's going to be really good in the near future, in Mike Collins, uh, out of Shadow Creek High School. And so we should have a commitment coming a little later today if it hadn't happened already. Uh, so I'm working both jobs, but I could not leave my guys, because that's just the type of person I am.
For sure. Now, you mentioned about those relationships that you've built there at Houston. Speaking to head coach Kelvin Sampson, like, how much has he helped to shape the coaching philosophy that you've had and help you to become the head coach that you're going to be?
Right. So I've always wanted to be a coach. Right. So he's been shaping me when I was a player, playing for him. And again, I've had some really great mentors. Coach Bernard Griffith, who was my high school coach at St. Aug High School. Uh, Coach Scott Rains and Coach Johnson Cotton, who were my coaches at Midland Junior College, and then going on to play for the Hall of Fame coach, Coach Sampson. And so all those guys have played great roles in my life, and they've shaped me into the person that I am, and obviously the coach that I am. So all those guys are important factors in, all of my success and future success.
Could you speak to a little bit about how what your plan will look like in terms of the development of the players that you bring here to the Raging Cages, not just for what they can do here on the court, but also going towards the next level in the future of their careers?
Yeah, absolutely. When I recruited guys over at everywhere I've been, Tulane, the last kid to get drafted out of Tulane University, his name is Melvin Frazier. And so I recruited Melvin. My mindset, no matter the school, does not change. These kids want to, make something of themselves. They want to help their families. And every kid like myself, when I grew up playing basketball, I wanted to play in the NBA, right? So that's their goal, and I got a great understanding of that. And so that's what I want to do. I tell these recruits all the time, I put their careers before mine. So whatever their heart desires, that's what I want to do. So player development plays a huge role in giving those kids a chance to be in position, right? And so I hang my hat on player development. My staff that I'm assembling, they're really good player development coaches as well as various other things. But I want to prepare those guys for the next level. And if they happen to go play professional overseas, then that's a win as well. But I want them to help themselves and I want them to be able to help their families. And that's why I do what I do.
Now, in your introductory press conference there at the podium, you mentioned some guys' names, Brandon Hardy, Hosanna Katenje, and all those things like that. How important is it to you to hold guys accountable, especially as early as it is? Well, you're not going to be here with them for the time being, but letting them know and setting the stage like, this is how it's going to be. This is the type of team that I want to build.
Absolutely, I think it's very important. If you, I talked about accountability and it being levels to it. You can't hold guys accountable on Monday and Tuesday and on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday if they do something that needs accountability or needs some, kind of slap on the back, and you don't do that. And those guys, they're human beings. They can become inconsistent, and I want guys to be consistent in all that they do. And so accountability for me is at the top of everything, right? That's an everyday thing, and I think the more you hold these guys accountable, they'll be consistent at doing the right thing, and then it'll put them in position to be successful.
What was it about the city of Lafayette, the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns program that kind of attracted you to wanting to take this job?
Yeah, well, the leadership, Dr. President Savoy, seeing his vision, right? Dr. Brian Maggard, who, I got to know over, maybe a month now, you know, just his work ethic, him driving over to Houston and spending grand time with me and driving back at 3 in the morning to come back to Lafayette. That stood out to me because that's how I am. And if you got an athletic director that's that committed to not just men's basketball, he wants every program on this campus to be elite. And so that's the type of environment I want to be in because that's the type of environment that you can thrive in.
My last question for you, and I'll get you out here on this. What type of team standard program can Raging Cajun fans expect for a Quannas White led team to look like?
Yeah, toughness, hard work. It's a difference between playing hard and competing. Our guys are going to compete. They're not just going to play hard. And so that's what the Raging Cajun community can expect. Those guys are going to play hard every single minute out there, and that's the type of players we're going to bring in. And so, and we have some of those players here right now. So I'm excited, man. I'm ready to get this going. Obviously, again, I have some engagements, right? But we'll be working every single day to put the best product on the floor.
Absolutely. That's Louisiana men's basketball head coach Quannas White. Coach, thank you for your time, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, brother.